Good morning everyone. I wanted to do a quick video today to let you know about the new tournament, the mini tournament that we've got organised in Nottingham for 3 weeks time. The flyers are out today, entry forms are out today. It's called the K5 Big Slam and it's a completely different kind of tournament to the tournaments that you're used to with GKR. It's a mini tournament. It's only going to run for a couple of hours and it's limited to under 18s for this time around because it's a new thing we're trying. But basically, the Kumite side of it, let's talk about that first. In a normal GKR tournament, it's a knockout tournament, and if you lose your first fight, then that's it, end of tournament for you. But this tournament that we're having, the reason why it's called the K5, is because you're guaranteed 5 fights, no matter what. The winners are going to be decided based on an accumulation of points over 5 fights. And then we'll also have a count back on number of wins if we get tied scores. So basically, you can lose your first fight. You could lose your first fight 3 points to 2. You got 2 points. You carry 2 points into the next fight, and we add them up at the end of the 5 fights, and the person with the most points wins. Basically, what's also different as well is we're widening the grades for each division. So we're going to split people up for Kumite. We're going to split people up into ages, but it's any grade, yellow belts up to black belts. So 5 to 9 year olds will compete against each other. 10 to 13 year olds. So the 5 to 9 year olds will be boys and girls, but the 10 to 13 year olds will be a male division and a female division, and the 14 to 17 year olds will be a male division and a female division, but it'll be any grade from yellow belt up to black belt. You get 5 fights. So your first fight, you're an orange belt, you walk in, you're up against a blue belt. You might win, lose or draw, whatever. Whether it's, let's say you get 1.5 points out of that bout, regardless of the result, you got 1.5 points, you go into your next fight. So next fight, you're up against a brown belt. Maybe you don't do too good, maybe you get 0.5 point. Next fight, you're up against the yellow belt. You win, you absolutely do brilliantly, you get 3 points. I forgot what numbers I've just said, so I can't really add it up. What did I say? 2, 1.5. So let's say you got 4, 5, 6 points. Anyway, 5 fights. After 5 fights, you've accumulated 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 10 points. You could even lose all 5 fights. You could lose all 5 bouts. As long as you scored 2.5 points on every bout, and the winner, the person who beat you, scored 3. If they didn't do too well in their other fights and you got 2.5 points in all 5 fights, you could win gold. So you could lose all 5 fights and still get gold. So that's what's amazing. But you're guaranteed 5 fights. We're working it out where you will compete against different people, but if there's a low number of competitors, you might end up facing the same person. But who cares? Doesn't matter. You get 5 fights. The Kumite, the Kata division is completely different as well. That's a knockout thing, a bit like a grading. We're dividing people up into grades for that, not ages. So it will be yellow belts to blue belts, red belts and brown belts, and then black belts. So you could have a yellow belt who's 5 years old, and you could have a yellow belt who's 15 years old, all in the same division. The kata that you're doing is selected for you. It's on the entry form. So for the lower grades, it's for this tournament, it's Cypher. For the brown belts, it's Seonshin, and for black belts, it's Seppai. They all come up, maximum of 32 people allowed. So let's say we get 32 competitors, they all come up, they all perform Cypher like a grading, and we're going to have 12 officials sat around, and each official has got to select their top 10 out of the 32 that are stood there. The 10 will go on to the next round, so the other 22 have to sit down, they're out. The next 10, the 10 that get through, they'll do Cypher again. And the same 12 judges will then pick their top 3 out of those 10, and then the other 7 will sit down, they're out. And then the final 3 will do Cypher again, and we'll decide first, second, third from that. Medals will be at the end of the day, at the end of the event. We won't tell you who's the winner. We'll just pick our 3, write it down, go sit down, and then it will be the red belts and brown belts. They come in, they do their kata seonshin, go from 30 down to 10, 10 down to 3, pick 1, 2, 3. They sit down, black belts up, do seppai, 30 down to 10, etc., etc. So that's how it's going to be. The rounds, the Kumite rounds are 1 minute. Fast and furious, score as many points as you can. So get your entry forms in as soon as possible. It's first come, first serve. We are limited to the number of spaces we've got. So what I suggest is if you want to enter, message me directly. Facebook's the best thing for me. Message me directly with your details, and we'll get you on the list. There's 32 maximum for each kata division, so there's 3 kata divisions, 32 for Division 1, 32 Division 2, 32 people for Division 3. For the Kumite divisions, there's 5 Kumite divisions. There's a maximum of 32 people can enter the children's division, the 5 to 9 year olds, boys and girls, and then the other 4 divisions, it's 16 maximum. So 10 to 13 year old boys, 16, maximum of 16 people. 10 to 13 year old girls, maximum of 16 people. So yeah, come along. It's on October the 2nd, Sunday, October the 2nd in Nottingham. We'll be setting up from 12. Doors open at 12:30. Get signed in, tell you the rules. Competition starts at 1. Kata will take about an hour. Kumite will take about an hour. 3 o'clock we'll be done. Medal presentations out the door by 3:30. Home by 4. Tournament over. Everyone's had a great day. So see you there. Come along. All right.